to get that in, you know?
Yeah, whatever. Whatever, man,
We're here at a house in Kernersville, North Carolina. A lady wants to replace her septic system with sanitary sewer. They have a tap brought out to the street for her. She's got a 1930s home, an old septic made out of cinder blocks, so it's got some age to it. We're gonna reroute a new sewer line to the tap. We're gonna run it from the septic tank. We're not gonna go inside the basement, just because there's a heat and air unit right here. We're gonna try to see if we can attach to it from the septic right here, and it's cast iron. And we're gonna run a new 4-inch PVC drain line to the tap. We're gonna get started. We're in the basement now. We're going to replace the cast iron going through the foundation wall. We're gonna run all new PVC to the outdoors. We're going to reroute that downstream of that 4x2 Y. We're going to turn a long sweep 90 into a 4-inch Y with a clean out on the back side, go through this foundation wall, and we have to reroute it because there's an air conditioning unit right on the outside of this foundation wall where the existing is going. So we're trying to avoid any issues, avoid trying to even tunnel underneath the air conditioning unit. So let's get started. All right, so we just have got the pipe through the foundation wall, chipped through the wall. We got our we installed a clean out on the inside of the basement because we had to reroute the plumbing. We got the septic company to pump the tank out, septic tank. Since this is being converted to sanitary sewer, we're gonna continue our fall from here and work it to the tap. All right, so we got about a 100-foot run from the homeowner's house, the foundation where the sanitary exits, all the way to where the tap that the city brings into the street. Right there is the tap. The tap's usually about 8 to 10 foot deep. It could vary from like 5 foot to 10 foot. I mean, it just depends on the depth they have at each manhole. We have to cut into that tap and install a cast iron combination, and we got to bring 5 feet of cast iron from the city tap to the homeowner side and connect to that. If y'all stay with us, I'll show you exactly how we're going to do it. All right, so we got the building drain through the foundation wall. We got it sleeved. We got it sealed at the sleeve to the building drain. Next, we're going to have to mortar the hole that we chipped. We're going to take it from there to the building sewer building drain ends 10 feet outside of the building. You want to clean out right on the outside of the building. Clean out's required within 10 feet of the building foundation. So that's when it turns to building sewer. We're out here 7:30 the next morning. We're about halfway through the sewer line. We've probably got another, I'd say like 40 more feet. We got this place cautioned off from yesterday. We had to leave the ditch open. Our machine broke down, so that kind of put us at a standstill, but we're back here on site this morning. We're gonna get this thing tied into the tap. And when we cut it in, I'll show you how it's done. Alright, so what we're doing here is we're digging at the tap. 811 located this property. There's a fiber optic line right here in front of the tap. We're having to dig very carefully. It's about a 2-foot span that we have to hand dig around. But what I'm doing is I'm taking the machine and digging very carefully, and I'm having Nathan go back through and shovel a ditch perpendicular with where the lines are running. So we can make sure that I'm having him go 6 inches deep, digging a ditch back perpendicular, and so we can uncover the line or make sure we're not going to hit the lines, and then I can go through with the machine and scratch the surface and just move slowly to make sure we're not going to damage anything. All right, so we got the tap exposed at the top. So what I'm doing is I busted the brass cap off because it was so rusted that I just couldn't turn it. So I had to cut through it. I had to take a chisel and pry it out. So I'm gonna measure the depth of where the tap sits. They should have a stub up coming off that tap about 3 or 4 feet. So we're gonna check that now. And wait, oh yeah, forgot. So we're sitting at 8 foot now to the top of the tap. So we're gonna have to cut a 4-inch cast iron combo in there. It's gonna be a service weight cast iron, which is basically just a rubber seal gasket that sits inside the cast iron pipe.